The old house at the end of Hollow Creek Road had been abandoned for decades, its once grand walls now crumbling under the weight of time. The townsfolk spoke in hushed voices about the things that lurked inside, the shadows that moved when no one was watching, the whispers that seemed to seep through the cracks in the walls. But Ryan never believed in ghost stories. He was a skeptic, a man of logic, and he had taken the dare from his friends with a smirk. A night in the Hollow Creek house. Easy. He had a flashlight, a camera, and a bag of snacks. He'd record his night and prove that all the stories were nothing but superstition. The air inside was thick with dust and the scent of decay. The wooden floor groaned beneath his weight as he moved from room to room, snapping pictures, talking to his camera. "See," he said, panning the light across the walls. "Nothing but an old house. No ghosts, no demons, just a bunch of broken furniture and—" A whisper cut through the silence. Ryan froze. He turned sharply, his flashlight trembling in his grip. "Hello?" His voice echoed through the empty halls. Nothing. Just the wind, he told himself. The wind through broken windows. He continued, reaching the staircase that led to the second floor. The steps creaked beneath him as he climbed, each one protesting under his weight. At the top, he found a long hallway lined with closed doors, their peeling paint like cracked skin. Then he heard it again. A whisper, closer this time. He turned his flashlight towards the nearest door. It stood slightly ajar. Slowly, he reached out and pushed it open. The room beyond was small, filled with shattered glass and rotting furniture. His flashlight swept across the space and then stopped. A figure stood in the far corner, his breath caught in his throat. It was just a silhouette, hunched, its head tilted at an unnatural angle. The moment his light touched it, the figure twitched as if aware of his presence. Ryan stumbled back, slamming the door shut. His heart pounded as he backed away, but before he could take another step, the whisper returned, right behind him. A cold breath touched the back of his neck. He spun around, but there was nothing there, just the empty hallway stretching into darkness. His instincts screamed at him to leave, but his legs felt rooted in place. Then, one by one, the doors along the hallway began to creak open. Slowly, deliberately, Ryan ran. He didn't care about the footage anymore. He didn't care about proving anything. He just needed to get out. He stumbled down the stairs, nearly falling, gripping the railing for support. The whispers followed him, growing louder, shifting into something almost like laughter. As he reached the front door, his flashlight flickered. In its dying glow, he saw the walls, moving, shifting, bulging as if something within was pressing against them. Shadows slithered out from the cracks, stretching toward him with grasping fingers. The door wouldn't budge. He pulled, yanked, slammed his fists against the wood, but it was no use. The house wouldn't let him go. Then a voice. Not a whisper this time, a voice deep and guttural, speaking right into his ear. "You came looking for us." His scream never left his throat. The next morning, his friends came to find him. The house was empty. No signs of a struggle, no footprints in the dust. Only his camera lying in the center of the floor, its lens cracked. They played back the footage. It showed Ryan exploring the house, his voice casual, confident. Then a whisper, a shadow moving behind him. The video turned to static, then flickered back to reveal the last frame. Ryan staring into the camera, his eyes wide with terror, a dozen hands pulling him into the darkness. And beneath it all, the whispering never stopped.